Go here, the body of Hilliard motorcycle officer Sean Johnson escorted from the Franklin County Coroner's Office to the Schettinger Funeral Home. Johnson was killed yesterday. Accident investigators with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office have not released their report yet, but a spokeswoman for the Hilliard Police Department says it appears it was just a freak accident that caused the death of Officer Sean Johnson. We have team coverage tonight. Dan Perlman spoke to a former co-worker of Johnson, but let's start with NBC4's Ted Hart. He's live in Hilliard with the latest on this investigation. Ted, where is this standing right now?
Well, first of all, Dwayne, the tribute to Officer Sean Johnson continues to build here at First Responders Park in Hilliard. The flowers piling up on his patrol car, flags here at half-staff. And while fellow officers and family lean on one another for support, this investigation continues. Officer Sean Johnson was an experienced motorcyclist, making what happened yesterday all the more unlikely. A freak accident, according to Hilliard Police Chief Robert Fisher, who today called Johnson a man of compassion, a gentle giant.
His calming nature was really why he was such a good member of our crisis intervention team. We had a number of folks that would regularly seek help from Sean.
Johnson was participating in training exercises with the other members of Hilliard's fairly new motorcycle unit. He was on the exit ramp from 270 South to 161 East, a flyover ramp with a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit and a few bumps in the road. Somewhere in there, he apparently lost control and crashed, and a witness called 911.
On a motorcycle, just hit the rail and went off onto 161. He went over the guardrail.
Chief Fisher says he has spent time now with Johnson's family, including his two children.
The next couple of days are going to be hard for them. I can't imagine for the kids. I have teenage kids myself, and to think what them losing their dad is doing to them, it's horrible.
And residents of Hilliard will get an opportunity to pay tribute to Officer Johnson next Tuesday when his body is moved from the funeral home to the church for the funeral. A procession will come right through Old Hilliard, right past their First Responders Park. Live in Hilliard, Ted Hart, NBC4.
All right, Ted, thank you. Before Officer Sean Johnson worked for Hilliard, he worked for the investigative unit with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. NBC4's Dan Perlman continues our team coverage tonight with that story. Dan?
Well, tonight, Officer Johnson is here at the Schettinger Funeral Home downtown. And like we have so sadly seen so many times recently, his brothers in blue are standing guard. Now, this was a man who was so respected and so well known for so many things by so many.
When I would see Officer Johnson, the first thing that would come to mind to me was he's an overall good guy and he's honest. He's not a guy that I would ever have to worry about if I was out working. He just had the honesty about him and the demeanor and the right attitude.
A law enforcement veteran.
He was a solid guy.
Officer Sean Johnson was First Agent Johnson, a 2-year stint with the Ohio Investigative Unit. That's where he and Enforcement Commander Richard Kaloji met.
He stood out.
Kaloji actually running his background check. No surprise he was hired. No surprise he succeeded.
He was definitely an asset to us.
The reason Johnson left? Hilliard, the job he held for 16 years. Now we say goodbye.
It was a tough day.
To a man hailed a hero.
He certainly contributed to a safer Ohio, a safer city for Hilliard, and he's going to be missed.
And he certainly will. The funeral arrangements for Officer Johnson are still being finalized. The visitation is scheduled for Tuesday, the funeral on Wednesday. For all of the details as they stand right now, just head over to our website. That's NBC4i.com. We are live in Columbus. Dan Perlman, NBC4.
Dan, thank you. Obviously a very well-respected, loved, honored officer there. We plan to be there when Officer Sean Johnson is laid to rest. Stay with us on air and online at NBC4i.com.